I usually talk often about how easy investing actually is. And if you guys are new to my channel or you've been watching for a little bit and you're not actually invested, I wanted to show you guys today how easy it is to actually start investing. I know when I first looked into investing and started doing research, it seems like a very daunting subject, and that's because it is. There's a lot of different realms of investing. There's day trading, there's crypto, there's options. But a lot of people like to keep it simple, right? A lot of people like to have a simple portfolio, usually 1 to 3 funds that are pretty much going to do well over time. So in today's video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to actually start investing in something like the S&P 500, which is pretty much the golden standard for, investing. And if you keep a long-term mindset and you pick one good, strong S&P ETF you like, I'm going to show you guys how stress-free and easy investing is. And after this video, within 20 minutes, you could probably call yourself an investor in the S&P 500. So let's get into it. I'm going to try to make this as beginner-as friendly as possible. I'm going to try to show you guys everything that I wish, I was taught when I first started investing, obviously without showing too much of my personal information. So let's get into the video. Let's get into actually opening your account here and getting you invested. Now, I will say this. Opening an account, you can do it through whichever company, whichever bank you trust, you prefer. It does not matter. I use Fidelity. I like Fidelity. You do not have to use Fidelity. If you follow these same steps, you can probably apply this to whatever bank or brokerage you will like, because there's pretty much 3 main steps, right? First, you need to open the account. Pretty self-explanatory. Second, we need to fund that account with some type of money. And then third, we need to buy our stock. So pretty simple. You can apply the knowledge I'm about to give you to pretty much any brokerage you'd prefer. Now, the other thing too is when it comes to investing, this is a very stress-free process because once again, we're going to go into investing. We're going to assume you're clicking on this video and you're wanting to start investing for, long-term financial gain, S&P 500, grow your money over time. The minute that you start getting into stock picking and focusing on returns overnight, that's when investing and all of this gets very stressful, right? But if you go into it with the mindset that you're going to, open this account for long-term, steady growth over time, this will be a very stress-free process. Now, I'm not saying to never get into stock picking, but that's going to come later down the line. If this is your first time investing, all you have to worry about is getting into something like the S&P 500, opening an account, and I'm going to try to make this as easy as possible to follow. So, first things first, I will say none of this is financial advice, but I'll kind of give you guys some pointers as we go. Now, once again, I'm going to assume you have never invested before, so we need to open an account. So I'm on Fidelity here. This is pretty easy. This is why everyone should be invested, because in 2025, it's so easy to start investing. I'm sure you've opened online accounts before. You probably have a bank account. It's the same thing. All you do is you come to open an account. Now, on the screen, the next screen, right, it's going to show you a bunch of different accounts to open. I'm going to assume that we are starting a Roth IRA account. If you're younger, whatever age you're at, you always want to at least have a Roth IRA account. The reason being, I'm not going to break down each individual account, but a Roth IRA gives you tax-free growth, which is super helpful. Now, the caveat is you can't touch that money till retirement age, but once again, we're building our financial foundation for years to come. So we're going to click under retirements and IRAs. We're going to click open an account. Click that, and it's going to give you 3 different IRAs to open. We want to focus on the Roth IRA. We don't want to worry about the rollover or the traditional. We want to open a Roth IRA. So we're going to click that, and then it's going to say, are you a Fidelity customer? Now, I already am, but for your case, you might say no. You're going to click no here, and then it's going to say opening an account takes a few minutes, because it literally takes a few minutes. You could probably have an account open in 3 to 5 minutes. So you're going to click next. And then from here, it's going to ask you some personal information. Now, obviously, these are all legitimate banks, so you do not have to worry about putting your information in here. It is all completely legit. So you're going to put your first name, you're going to put your social security, your date of birth, where you live. You're going to click next. Now, it is going to ask you a few other questions after you click next. It's not going to open the account right away. I can't remember exactly what it asks you, but I will say It's nothing you haven't seen before. It's very easy. So click next, follow the prompts, and then you'll get into your actual account. So I'm going to pull up my personal Roth IRA account to kind of show you guys the next steps as far as buying stocks, picking stocks, and what to do from there. Okay, so now once you are in your account, your screen should look something like this. If you're on the phone, it might look a little bit different. I'll put a screenshot of what it will look like on the phone, but it should look something like this. Now, obviously, your account balance is going to read $0 because you are not invested. Now, I might have some things blurred out just so to make sure I'm not exposing myself in any way, shape, or form, but pretty much here, when it comes to investing in the S&P 500, you can pretty much block out 99% of all the stuff on your screen. All we want to focus on is investing in one stock, something like the S&P 500, and go from there, right? We don't need to worry about planning and advice, news and research, products, positions, activity. We don't need to worry about any of that. So remember, there's 3 steps. We got to open the account. What's next? We have to fund the account. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over to transfer. Now, if you're on your phone, you're going to click, like, I think it's like the little green dollar sign if you're on Fidelity. You're going to click transfer, and it's going to give you a few different options here. It's going to do an EFT, which is an electronic funds transfer from a bank. It's going to you can do transfer cash, you can do manage reoccurring, send out a wire, transfer account, link a bank, other transfer options. Either way, you want to start with linking a bank because you need to fund your account and they don't know where to get the money from unless you link your bank account. So you're going to click link a bank. And then from here, you're going to pretty much follow the steps. So in my opinion, I have always done an electronic funds transfer. I've never done a bank wire. I feel like the electronic funds transfer, it's easier, it's faster. You can see here there's no fee, there might be a fee for the bank wire. So electronic funds transfer is by far the easiest way to go. Now it's going to ask you who owns this account. Obviously, we're going to stay with ourselves owning this account because I'm assuming you're making this account for yourself. And then it's going to ask if this is a business account, which in my opinion, or not in my opinion, in my example, we are not opening a business account. So we're going to click no. Now, the easiest way to do this is to securely log in to your bank. You can click this. If you click this, it's going to have you enter like your account number, your routing number, your wiring number. If you click securely log into your bank and click continue, the process is going to be very, very easy. You're going to click next here, and then you're going to just follow the steps. You're going to click whatever bank you have. So let's say we have Chase Bank. You're going to click next, and it's going to pull up this window to Chase Bank, and you're going to enter your information. It's going to log into your bank, and it's going to ask which accounts you would like Fidelity Investments or whatever you're investing with, Robinhood, Webull, whatever it might be. It's going to ask which accounts you would like them to see and to pull from. So once you do that, once you set that up, like I said, it's very self-explanatory. You're just going to follow the prompts. I like to have it pull from my checking account. That's just my preference. You can have it pull from your savings. You can have it pull from your checkings, whatever it might be. Once you do that, it's pretty much going to do its thing. I don't have a Chase account, but it's pretty much going to do its thing, and it's going to say, perfect, your bank is now linked and you are ready to go. So once you have your bank linked, it's on to the next step. So now that our bank account is linked, we still need to fund our account. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over to transfer, and we're going to click this right here, our electronic fund transfer, because that's what we just set up from our bank. I'm going to click this up top here, and then it's going to bring you to this screen right here. Let's transfer between Fidelity and your bank. So it's going to select the account to transfer from. So in this example, once again, we want to go from our bank to our Fidelity account, not from our Fidelity account into our bank. We're not putting money back into our bank. We're pulling from our bank, right? So we're going to go My Banks for EFT. So that's my bank account that I use for, my Fidelity transfers. And then we're going to select an account to transfer to. Now, I have an individual brokerage account, but for this example, if you follow these same steps and you're a new investor, all you're going to have here is your Roth IRA. So we're going to click Roth IRA. Now, once again, pretty self-explanatory. We're not going to click this 60-day rollover, and this is completely up to you. You can do one time or you can do reoccurring. You're going to pick the date and you're going to pick the amount that you want to transfer. So if you want to transfer $100. You click $100, and let's see. And well, I'm close to maxing out my Roth IRA right now, so let's just max out my Roth IRA, right? Let's say it says I can transfer $28.30 to max out my Roth IRA. So we're going to type $28.30 so you guys can see me do this live, and we're going to click continue. Now it's going to do its thing, and it's going to say, perfect, we're going to get a transfer. It's probably going to come through tomorrow morning into my bank account. It's going to transfer $28. It's going to go from the bank account that we linked into our Roth IRA account. So we're going to click submit. It's going to do its thing, and there we go. Our transfer request is submitted. I'm not worried about that right now, and simple as that. Now the money is going from our bank to our Fidelity investment account. In this quick little time, we've set up the account and we've gotten money from our bank into our actual Roth IRA account. Now, something no one ever told me, and I didn't understand this, when you put money into your Roth IRA account, it's not invested money. It's just sitting in your Roth IRA account waiting for instructions from you where it should go, where you should invest that money. If you let's say for example, at the beginning of the year, you put $7,000 into your Roth IRA. That $7,000 is not going to grow because you need to actually take that money and invest it. So from here, let's say you transferred $100 just now and you're ready to buy your first, couple shares or your first couple buy-ins of the S&P 500. What we're going to do is we're going to come over to trade. And right here, let me make this bigger for you guys so you can see it. Pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to fill this out, and it's really, really simple, right? We're literally almost invested. And I think I've been recording this for like 10 minutes now. We're going to click trade. Now, if you click this drop down, you're going to see a whole bunch of different stuff. Once again, we're not worried about that. Our goal is to invest in the S&P 500, long-term growth, financial foundation, right? So we're going to stay with stocks and ETFs because we're going to buy an ETF of the S&P 500, which if you are not familiar what that is, basically the S&P 500 is the top 500 companies in America. An ETF holds all those 500 companies. So you get diversification, you get low risk, everything like that. You don't have to worry about stock picking. Pretty simple explanation of it, but that's what an ETF is. An ETF is basically a bucket of a bunch of stocks all into one, right? So once again, stocks and ETFs. Now we're going to select the account. So for this example, you're going to click your Roth IRA, which you just transferred money to, right? So this should be funded now. It might take a few minutes, it might take a few hours, it might take a whole business day from for the money to go from your bank to your actual Roth IRA account. But we're going to click Roth IRA here. And you can see right now that $28 transfer I just made has not gone through yet. It only says I have 12 cents available to trade. But hey, you can play around with 12 cents. I'm telling you, you guys can literally start investing with as little as $5. You don't need to be a millionaire to start investing. So I'm going to invest those 12 cents since they're just hanging around, right? So next is the symbol, right? So the symbol, also known as the ticker, is basically a short little version name of what you're actually going to be invested in. So you can see here, these are some stocks I'm currently invested in. You have AMD, Google, Amazon. The ticker is this AMZ, right? You have Meta. The ticker is META, right? You have Microsoft. The ticker is MSFT. So, for example, I would say the golden standard of ETFs for the S&P 500 is VOO. So we're going to type in VOO, right? And that's the Vanguard 500 Index Fund ETF. That's your S&P 500 tracker, right? So we're going to click VOO here. And you can see right now VOO is $609.50 per share. Right here, this is going to show you how much it changed today. So today it dropped about 0.3%. And what we want to do is we want to buy some VOO. We're going to start investing in the S&P 500. Now, you can either buy shares or you can buy dollars. I don't have enough money to buy one whole share. You can either type a percentage of a share or you can just type dollars. For this example, I usually just like to do dollars. So I'm going to do 0.12 cents. That's how much I want to buy. I want to buy 12 cents of VOO. You can literally start investing with 12 cents. And down here, it's going to have a market order or a limit order. So I'm going to make this very simple. A market order is basically saying I'm going to buy the S&P 500 at whatever price it is right now. I'm going to buy VU at the price right now. A limit order is basically I want to buy it when it hits $605. I want to buy it when it hits $600. That's a little bit more advanced for this example, and pretty much how I invest is I always just do market orders. I'm not a crazy investor. I plan to have my money invested for a very, very long time. So I don't really care about placing limit orders. I just want to buy the stock when I want to buy the stock. So I'm going to place a market order. Now, once you do that, you are completely set to go. You're going to click preview order. And I totally forgot that it's 8:43 at night. So you are not going to be able to do that at 8:43 at night. You got to place the order while the market's open, which I believe is from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we were in market hours right now, what it would allow me to do is I would click preview order. It would say, are you sure you want to place that order? I would say yes, and that's it. We're invested. It is literally that simple to start investing. Now, I want to show you one more thing that I really like to do when it comes to investing, and in my opinion, this is the absolute game changer for your investments. If you ever watched my videos before when I talk about investing, I think the biggest game changer when it comes to investing is automatic investments. That way, this whole process I just showed you is done like that, and you don't have to touch anything. You don't have to click buy. You don't have to transfer money. It does everything for you. And I want to show you guys how to set that up, because that right there, in my opinion, changed the game for investing for me, because something psychologically, I don't like to type in how much money I'm sending. I rather just do it for me. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. What you're going to do is, this might be specific towards Fidelity at least. So if you have Robinhood or Webull or whatever you might have to look into how they do their automatic investments. But what we're going to do is we're going to come over to transfer again. And right here, it's going to say manage reoccurring transfers. We want to click that. Now you guys will see that I already have some setup transfers. I've been buying this new stock called SPMO in my brokerage account just for fun, just to see how it goes. But you can see I buy it 3 times a week, and I buy $10, $10, and $5. So live, I'm going to show you guys how to set up a reoccurring investment. So what we need to do is we need to come to create new activity. We're going to click this, and we are going to set up a new investment. We're not going to set up a new transfer, because the investment is going to automatically transfer our money. So we're going to click investment, and right here, this is going to look very familiar. Now, once again, we want to buy a stock, an ETF. We're going to select our account. We're going to go to our Roth IRA. We're going to click our symbol. So for example, let's say I want to follow a 3-fund portfolio that has VU, QQQM, and SCHD, right? So look, I'm going to show you how easy it is to start investing. We're going to type in VU. There we go. We're going to type in QQQ, right? And then we're going to type in SCHD. This is a very popular 3-fund portfolio that you'll see, because you get good diversification, you get safe dividends from SCHD. And let's say that you think about your finances and you go, I can only afford $20 a week. Let's say you want VU to be the majority of your portfolio. So we're going to come here, we're going to type, let's say $12. $12 into VU. We're going to go, I don't know, $5 into QQQ, and then we're going to go $3 into SCHD, right? And let's say we want to do that on a weekly basis, right? You can do, and you can see here, you can do bi-weekly or you can do monthly. This is fully customizable for whatever fits your financial plan, whatever you want to do. Now you select the day. So we can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let's say you get paid on Wednesdays, so Wednesday is when you want your investment to come out. You can pick your start date, which this would start next week, so it's going to start next Wednesday. I'm not going to put an end date because I want this to be a forever investment for me. And then all we're going to do is we're going to use our linked bank account that we had set up earlier. Click the little bubble here to turn that on. We're going to preview it, and you can see right here, every Wednesday from here on out, without me doing anything, I could fall asleep and never touch my phone again. It is going to buy $20 of VU, QQQ, SCHD at $12, $5, and $3, totaling out to $20 weekly every Wednesday from my Wells Fargo account. It's going to go into my Roth IRA account from here on out. That is how easy it is to start investing on a weekly basis. Now, you might say, okay, well, I want to invest daily. Simple. All we would do is, you see how I have this scheduled for every Wednesday? I would create the same exact thing. So I would come back through here, I'd go Roth, and then I would do it on Tuesday. And then I would make a new one, do it on Monday, make a new one, do it on Thursday, make a new one, do it on Friday. That way, every single day of the week, you're investing. So for example, when I was working on maxing out my Roth IRA, that's how I had 5 reoccurring investments, one on Monday, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday, and one on Friday for the stocks that I wanted. And I did not touch a single thing. I didn't even log into my account. So in my opinion, this right here is the game changer for you if you want to start investing. Setting up reoccurring investments, it's going to make your life so much easier. You don't have to do anything yourself, and it's literally that simple to start up. Once again, it comes down to 3 things. We got to open the account, fund the account, buy our stocks. And it's super easy to start investing in something like the S&P 500. It's super stress-free, especially if you set up those reoccurring investments. It makes your life so easy. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I really hope this helped some of you out there who may not be invested yet, or may be looking into opening a Roth IRA and want to start getting invested into the S&P 500. It's literally that simple. If you follow this video, in the next 15 minutes, you can call yourself an investor. You can call yourself an investor in the S&P 500. So I hope this helped you guys out there, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good day.